Welcome to National Phantom Day. Yesterday was Pi.
That's right, baby.
Today is National Phantom Day.
It was a total coincidence.
We were not paid to wear this merch. We coincidentally both wore the Phantom shirts today. Everybody that comes in late will be like, why the fuck are they wearing the same shirt?
Well, because we just took a 52% stake in Phantom.
I wish.
Andre, get to work. Can't the devs do something?
I wish, man. I wish. I'd love that 50% too. I'd love one fucking node.
Yeah.
On that network.
Yeah, that would be. Who were we talking to about node strategies somewhere along the way? But where you could take
that quantum.
Yeah, no, but it was more than that. It was beyond the Phantom node. Like you could take a Phantom node and do something else with it. Who were the other node guys? Was it Gelato? There was somebody talking node strategies it was at ETH Denver. And that, that must be it. Yeah, that's right. Ether5. Where you could take existing nodes and use it to validate stuff, I guess, on theirs or something. I can't remember. There's so much going on. Once I watch the episodes next week, I'll be caught up remembering what happened last week.
Dude, I'm so annoyed with the fucking microphone on those interviews.
Yeah, well, at least, at least only hardcore damage was one, which we can repair, i.e. get them on the show. So
yeah, we can get them all on the show. So anyway.
Yeah.
So I, woke up this morning and saw futures, Credit Suisse is crashing and blah, 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 blah. What happened? Nothing happening. What's happening in the stock market? I haven't even looked. Bitcoin's just maintaining, right?
It was off a little. I mean, I think everything in crypto looked like it was off 5 to 8%. Right. But, nothing too. I did see that the medium-sized bank stocks were up yesterday. I think it's just that everybody, knows that, they're focusing on this bond issue, with the fixed rate long-term bonds and a lot of the banks being underwater. I don't know what to do. Credit Suisse, there's been so much. Remember, 3 months ago, there was a whole bunch of, everybody, the sky is falling about Credit Suisse, and then, nothing happened. I did see an article yesterday that talked about, I guess, since Switzerland jumped on the sanctions bandwagon on the Russian deposits, the Chinese are concerned that they're next. And there's speculation about Chinese pulling money out of Swiss banks. But I'm like, because I guess the competition, I keep forgetting that the U.S. is the world's biggest offshore banking center in the world for everybody else. I guess it's a competition in the U.S. and Switzerland. But, if you take those two off the table, I mean, the only places left for, say, Chinese would probably be, London. I mean, Singapore's, super stable. And I remember there were a lot of Chinese deposits there, years ago. So,
right now, I don't know what the bank in the world is Silicon Valley Bank.
Yeah, I saw that article too about how
the CEO saying, come give us money. Yeah. We are safer than anything in the world right now. I gotta love that.
Yeah, I liked it too. I thought that's a great, just a great meme, marketing scheme, campaign, whatever. I mean, because it makes everybody think. And to me, I don't know. I mean, I try not to get too buried into what's going on with the banks, just because, I guess if they all go get in trouble at the same time. I mean, to me, that is good for crypto. But, I would expect a lot of money flooding in is what I mean. But, at the same time, you don't really want to see all those gashes in equity wealth either.
Right.
So, I'm not really sure. I think that the exuberance of yesterday, you're excused, the exuberance of yesterday, was kind of, people take profits. A lot of stuff was up 20% yesterday.
Yeah.
But still, I'd say if you want to play the banks, I still think you can get into some of those bank or financial services, ETFs, or what were the ones that just any kind of managed fund that has a 5-star rating from Morningstar. You'd probably do okay in the financial services index funds if you go in, around now, and maybe come in, over once a week for 3 weeks or something. But some of those stocks were off. Those banking stocks were off, like not the big ones, but the mid-sized ones were off like 60-70% yesterday before they started rebounding. So that's oversold in my mind.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, what does the Fed do at this point? I mean, everything I was reading from the IIF guys and stuff said that, there's a lot of, like, the inflation is actually really lower than what it's showing because of some, lagging pricing data related to COVID supply chain issues that's largely resolved now. But I guess it takes months to work through the system.
Right.
So, now if you're the Fed, you're sitting there looking at it and you're like, well, maybe we do need to really pause here for a bit. Just let the banks catch up and cycle out these bond portfolios, or, buy insurance on them or something like that. Which, obviously is good for crypto as well. But, I don't know if, I'm just speculating. I don't know if any of this is going to happen.
Right.
It just seems like, to me today, I think profit taking is the name of the day, or the game of the day.
Makes sense. Hey, I didn't see this until now because I haven't been looking at shit all day because I've been. Oh, I had another interview today.
Oh, cool.
With a reporter.
What'd you do today?
European news agency about my angle on my New York Times article. Well, the article I was quoted in the New York Times, where I said blockchain decentralization transparency could help prevent centralized crises, blah, blah, blah. So the reporter wanted to talk about that and how it would work and why it's important, et cetera, et cetera. So hopefully that, I'm hoping it comes out like I wanted it to. We'll see. Anyway.
Yeah, I'll probably say crypto anarchist Brad Nickel in Miami says the banks are all scumbags. Put them on the chain.
Well, the key is in those articles is to think about what you are saying, every sentence being in print, right? I mean, I know you've done this, but I'm saying for everybody else, like, you're talking to a reporter, you have to think through those sentences as you're saying them and say, okay, if I say this, what's that going to look like if there's nothing else in the article except that sentence? And that's like critical, because in a vacuum, you can be made to look like a real idiot. So, yeah, anyway, well, and it's not easy to do, and who knows, but, all right, let me load up some shit here, because it looks like we have a little bit of good news for a friend of ours. I hadn't seen this, but I'm very excited. Looks like the Euler Finance hacker has agreed to return 175 million of what he stole.
Nice.
They're letting him keep 20 million as long as they promise not to prosecute.
Do it again.
Well, they have to promise not to press charges, I guess. Let me see. Let me get this up. That's fucking awesome news, dude. If these fucking guys would just join bounty programs, they wouldn't have to risk going to fucking prison, So, real quick, Niblett said on the Credit Suisse problems, threatening collapse, they've asked the Swiss government for support. Oh, shit. Did Jim Cramer really talk about Credit Suisse recently? He probably fucking did. Oh, please let
the best bank in Europe.
Please let there be a Jim Cramer quote, just like there is for SVB. That would be fucking gold. Just gold.
Yeah, look, that $20 million payoff. I mean, that's good work if you can get it.
That's true. I mean, look, that's a 10% finder's fee.
Well, if they had identified it up front, what would they get?
Probably
from the protocol?
Probably
$1 million.
a million, maybe something really severe too. But it's a lot safer than going to prison. So
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, and it's like, but a lot of these, I mean, the protocol can decline to prosecute, but, it's kind of like if you go and rob a bank and the bank says, give us the money back and, we'll let you keep 10%. Well, the FBI is still going to kick your door in. Yeah.
That's why it's like,
So,
just join the fucking, I mean, there's
guys,
multiple
man.
Hats
Yeah.
Finance, Immunify. There's plenty of places to go make money finding bugs, like a lot of money. You can make, a couple of mil and even $500,000 inside of a week or two work. I mean, this is like a very lucrative industry. Frankly, I'm shocked that, look, I know auditors make a lot of money and they have a job to protect, but I'm shocked that more people getting security, education, crypto security education don't just move straight into bug bounty programs, because that's bank, man. That's like good money.
It seems super lucrative.
Yeah. Mr. Muccioli said Kramer only mentioned Astar NFTs. He's like, oh, leave my Astar NFTs alone. Chuck Shotton said, what is this, T-shirt buddy day? Okay, so we explained it at the beginning, but we'll explain it again. We both just happened to wear the same fucking shirt. It is not Phantom Day. Yesterday was Pi Day. Today is Phantom Day. But Joe is announcing that he controls 52% of all FTM tokens on chain. So, he wanted.
Yeah, it's technically ZFTM on the Nairobi exchange.
Nice move.
No, I wore this shirt running this morning and never got out of it. So
lovely.
It's so dark. It's so dark in the morning now. Yeah, go ahead.
We're all imagining how you smell. Although it was cool out this morning.
Yeah, it was nice and crisp.
Yeah, it was perfect.
It's pitch black when I go out there at like 6:15. And the sun, I mean, I didn't even put sunglasses on the whole time.
Wow.
And so it's weird with daylight being this far south, with daylight savings time, keeps it darker longer. It reminds me of all those nice, fun business trips to Amsterdam when you'd come out of bars at 1 a.m. and it was still light. You're like, well, in my younger days, of course, and because it's so far north.
Yeah.
And, and you're like, what the, and you don't like ready to crash because it feels like it's 7 o'clock or something, but it is what it is.
I got to the, well, never mind. I
got to the what?
There was a time in my life, many, 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 many years ago,
when you were dating Karen Warren,
when my when I saw many suns come up and they became a bad sign. Anyway.
Yeah, when you're looking through the blinds.
There was a negative connotation to the fucking sun coming up. So
a little paranoia, maybe.
Yeah.
Peering out of the Venetian blinds.
Exactly.
Yeah. Then heading off for that 8 o'clock class.
Oh man, I get the chills thinking about that shit. Chuck said, I'll take a $20 million security consulting gig any day. Yeah, me too, man. Me too. Shizzy says tomorrow is Stone Cold Steve Austin Day, March 16th.
Wait, what? Steve Austin, the $1 Million Man?
I guess so. Is that like his birthday or something?
It must be. Because, Friday is St. Patty's Day, which must be what Niblets is referring to.
Yeah.
Drink.
Yeah, Niblets. Well, the most important day is next Monday.
320.
Two massive events happened on that day. Massively historically important event, or happened on that day. Well, one
was that the COVID crash?
One is massively historically important. No, that was 3 days ago, wasn't it?
Okay, yeah, I wasn't sure.
No, Monday is my birthday and the first day of spring.
Oh, are those the two?
That's the two things that are important.
Oh, I was wondering if maybe it was like that's one of the space shuttles blowing up or something like that. I seem to remember something like that.
Oh, Shizzy says Steve Austin, the wrestler. Okay.
Oh, okay, got it.
Having been a competitive wrestler in the real sport, in high school, I don't have a lot of fondness for performance.
What was it?
The
co-ed division?
Oh, I was the shit, man. You know what was smart I did? I grew up.
What?
I grew up going back and forth, like my dad changing jobs between Oklahoma and Texas, right? And so I was like in 6 years in one place, 7 years in the next. So anyway, I grew up in Oklahoma wrestling, right, and learned how to wrestle. And in Oklahoma, wrestling is actually a pretty top tier sport, like probably third to basketball and football, but pretty well known and practiced sport. I moved to Texas. And was in 7th grade, and in Texas, wrestling's not as big, right? Not nearly as big as it is in Oklahoma. So I'm in 7th grade. I weighed like fucking 78 pounds soaking wet. And the high school had a wrestling team and they had no 98 pounder. So in 7th grade, I had more experience than the rest of the high school team wrestling. So in 7th grade, I was on the varsity high school wrestling team. Had a letter jacket, the whole fucking bit. I thought I was the shit. Let me tell you.
Right. Oh, I can imagine.
Yeah, but it was quite fun. It was kind of cool. People freaked out when I walked into school with a letter jacket on from the high school. So anyway.
Wow, that must have helped with the ladies.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. 7th grade.
A little seventh grade player.
A little tiny guy. I was a little tiny guy. I was a short little one. Niblet said Ides of March. Yes. Niblet says, was referring to Joe making relevant Liz reference for the drink. Oh, that's right. Did you see the post in Telegram about the drinking game? Every time you mentioned me having affairs with Liz Warren.
No, I didn't see it.
Oh, you didn't see the game? Oh, shit. No,
I saw it. Maybe I did. Was it today or was it like
yesterday?
A couple of days ago. Yeah, I saw something about drinking. Yeah.
Was it on the DeFi Lunch? No. Where'd you put that, Niblets?
D-Gens, maybe? For the Pervy channel.
We have a Pervy channel?
Oh, no, I'm saying, imagining Brad and Brad and Karen Warren, that might go in that channel,
Oh, yeah.
Well, we could talk about our past conquests.
There you go. Oh, please, God.
Nothing personal, just a joke, Mrs. Nickel, just a joke.
I can't find it. All right. So anyway, Euler Finance. I am very excited for our friend, and I'm hopeful he gets made mostly whole on that. So I guess they'll get folks that had money in there will get 90% of it back, which is fantastic news. I'm just very, very excited about that. So it's great. Shizzy said Bitcoin. I don't know why he said Bitcoin.
I was thinking about, remember their marketing person that we met out there at the Liquidity Euler party? That sounds interesting. The Liquidity Euler party. Alicia Katz, who is a bundle of energy, super cool, and just really good person. I was just thinking, I remember she was sick after the conference, and probably just recovering from sickness, and then getting nailed with that, and then having to cover that. So that's all he's saying is in the Bitcoin channel was where the drinking game was.
Oh, in the Bitcoin channel. Okay, yeah. Let's find the drinking game real quick, because since neither of us did our job prepared today. Let's see here. Oh, this was funny as shit though. This is. Can you wait? I can't see what's showing on screen. Who posted this? Was it Shizzy? Sean as a kid. Sean is the kid on the left.
I love it.
That is fucking hilarious. Okay, Bitcoin channel. Let's find the drinking game. Here we go. Oh, wait, this was fun too. I don't know if you guys will be able to hear these. Wait, somebody posted the Jim Cramer sound effects. Anyway, every time Sean says, "I would like to be wrong," you have to drink, because you know how often he says that. Every time Shizzy says 4-year cycle, drink. I think every time Shizzy says bullish, you have to drink would be good. Bonus drinks whenever Joe makes a relevant reference to Brad's tryst with Lizzo Warren. He said, I say 45 minutes in, and somebody says something about Bill Ackman that gets us all sued. That's great, dude. That's fucking awesome. That's awesome. I don't know if you guys can hear those. Anyway.
I can hear something, yeah.
Okay. That's me farting. Let's see. What else we got? What else we got, Joe? It's amateur hour today.
Well, why don't we tell everybody what the schedule is starting Friday?
Oh, good idea.
For the episodes.
I've got a few things loaded up too, by the way.
Okay, cool.
Okay, let me open up that schedule over here because I don't want your personal photos to show on there, Joe.
Okay.
Schedule. Here's the schedule, boys and girls. Brad boards his flight on Friday morning, and Friday at noon, hear from Ewan Chen from Trust Wallet / Binance. There's a really powerful interview. We were both so impressed with this woman. She came in. She was a friend of and was kind of helping the other co-founder of Binance, whose name I can't remember, who's a woman who was living out in San Francisco. She didn't speak much English, so Ewan was kind of just helping her get adapted to the US and San Francisco, and they became friends. And then she was asked by her to come work at Binance. So she went to work at Binance doing some marketing and PR work, I believe, Joe. And then she connected up with the founder of Trust Wallet, which was acquired by Binance, and was asked to come in and help them with their marketing and their messaging and social media, et cetera. And so she came in as a VP there, managing marketing kind of stuff. Then the founder of Trust Wallet decided he needed time with his family. He'd spent a lot of time building and growing Trust Wallet, and so stepped away and became an advisor to the project. And suddenly she went from kind of a marketing VP person who came from the TradFi financial world, as well as some startups in Silicon Valley, to CEO of Trust Wallet, and had to rapidly understand and learn product management, development, everything else, and kind of create an ethos around the company and how they were moving forward. I think that was like a year ago, wasn't it, Joe, that she said she took that over? Maybe it was less than a year. I don't know. Anyway,
I was actually thinking a tiny bit more, but yeah, not that long ago. You're right. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, the bottom line on this is that conversation started off as like a normal product conversation, interesting background, blah, 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 turned into kind of a leadership school, right? I mean, we talked a lot about products. We talked about how they function. We talked about what they're doing, how they're positioning them, everything else. But in the context of that was an entire kind of like, wow, inspirational. Here's how I lead people. I don't really lead them. I'm there to help, help them be successful, with a lot of specific examples, and kind of the statement that she sweeps the floor for the team. By that, she meant she's like the person that comes in and cleans up the messes and provides support, but she's not there to direct and tell people what to do every day. And so anyway, I found her really powerful, really inspirational. And I think everyone can get a lot out of that interview. And it's a long interview. It's like an hour long. So that's going to be on the show on Friday at noon. It'll just show live in place of DeFi Lunch. Monday, we will have our interview with the founder of EtherFi. His name is Sam. Don't remember his last name. Something Greek sounding, or Turkish. Was he Turkish or Greek? Can't remember. I don't know.
Be careful on that one. Well.
You think I might start a war?
Yeah. Yeah, you got to be. It's kind of like Serbs and Croats. You don't want to guess wrong.
I totally get it. Anyway, really powerful decentralized staking protocol for Ethereum, with the foundations being to have other developers build on top of it. There's an interface. There's liquid staking. There's permanent validator node staking. Everything's built into the system except for kind of the initial node setup that you have to do on the Ethereum blockchain, because you can't take that off of it. But really impressive model. This is a guy who had a very successful startup, sold it, had 500 people, and decided to take his money and move into building in crypto. So really interesting interview.
Yeah.
I think EtherFi is going to be a player.
Well, yeah, and my big takeaway on that one was that I didn't even know this, but the default model in staking is that the node, or where you stake it, generates the keys, and there's a way to generate your own keys. So even when you're staking, you can always take it no matter what happens to the protocol. And to me, that was, I had never even thought of that. And I don't even know what you call it, but something that everyone could learn something from, because then when stuff happens, like, presumably protocol goes under, you still get yours back. It's always yours.
Yep.
Because you have the keys. And so that was pretty interesting. I get it's not that hard to do. Maybe everybody else does this. I'm not thinking they do, since everything seems to get hacked, but it's definitely a good thing to know how to do.
Yep.
So that was a pleasant surprise.
On Tuesday, we have a former guest of the Mission DeFi show, Hilmarth from Gelato. I'd recommend everybody go listen to that episode to hear kind of his detailed background. This is like a 20-minute interview with them. They have gone from when I first interviewed them about a year and a third ago. They've gone from 15 clients to over 200, and most of those 200 are some of the biggest protocols in all of crypto, as well as some of the biggest institutional investment firms. Essentially, Gelato is back-end automation of the blockchain, right? It allows for developers to automate functions that would normally require a manual intervention in crypto and DeFi. And so a huge number of things like limit orders and all kinds of other functionality that have been innovative and come out in the space are all being done in the back end by Gelato. They have become an indispensable building block Lego within DeFi. They are absolutely a powerhouse. And they're just growing all the time. They've raised big money, plenty of funds in-house, lots of talented developers. And Hilmar's just a good guy. I was impressed with him the first time I interviewed him, and it was really cool to meet him in person. So that ETH Denver interview will hit on Tuesday at noon. It'll be just running automatically. On Wednesday, we've got Game 7, and Game 7 is a startup GameFi DAO from a guy who came from the venture world, and also happened to be a former member of the military Army bomb squad. This guy is pretty good under pressure, I would say. What was his name, Joe? I was really impressed with him, just thoroughly impressed with his approach to everything.
Yeah, because I was calling him John Steele, and he was like, no, it's John Allen, I think. John Allen, yeah.
So John
He's like, but I'll take that name.
Yeah.
He said you should.
John Allen, really good guy. And their DAO, Game 7, is doing some really amazing shit. I mean, they've got 3 projects going all at once. They have a platform that allows you to completely gamify the management and infrastructure of DAOs, which is really cool. Like, all the pieces in place already for somebody that's, now they built it for people that are building games to build their DAOs around the game, but you could use this for any DAO, right? So you have this full gamification system for your participation and for the NFTs that you release and all kinds of cool shit. So really powerful interview. I think GameFi is going to be a huge player in the space. They're doing things the smart way, though. They're not like saying, oh my God, we're going to launch a fucking AAA $30 million game, in 3 weeks. They're being smart about it. They're recruiting a lot of advanced, highly skilled, highly experienced gaming developers into their space. And frankly, that's a space I'd like to be in. So between them and Paragon's DAO, I'm really looking close at that space for when some tokens are available. But really like what they're doing. And I think Game 7 is Ethereum, but I am actually not sure. She asked what chain is Game 7.
Yeah, no, the big takeaway there for me too was that the thing they do with the governance NFTs, where we all talk about the problem of the early investors getting all the the top sort of governance NFTs and DAOs, and then not doing anything. And it's because of the gamification that Brad mentioned. It allows users to earn XP on their NFTs that come in later. And they can actually go up to the top level and replace the original people if they aren't contributing. So It keeps the active people involved in the platform. But like Brad said, it's not just GameFi. I mean, it can work in any other DAO. So it's a really cool governance mechanism for DAOs in general that keeps the leadership vibrant and not stagnant.
And Shizzy, I just connected to their DAO and it's Ethereum mainnet right now. I assume they'll be doing other things on high speed chains for their actual games, or at least I think it is. Actually, I just did a Connect wallet and it didn't reject Ethereum. But I'm not sure. What was
they were part of a group, something venture DAO that's tied into them. And because I went to their area and there was like 6 or 7 different gaming plays in that area, something venture DAO. And, just looking around at the games, the gaming section at ETH Denver, I mean, looking at those screens, I mean, it looked like those AAA $300 million games.
We're getting there. We're getting there. People have had about 1.5 2 years to really start building in that space, and they're starting to mature, right? They're starting to get there. So, anyway, I'm really impressed with how they operate. I think everyone will find that interview to be pretty fascinating. On Thursday, we have Jack Melnick, head of biz dev for Polygon. But I guess he was biz dev Northern Hemisphere. What was his biz dev role? I can't remember. Anyway, he's only been with Polygon for about a month, but he's already like full blown into drink the Kool-Aid, join the cult, brand on his forehead kind of thing. And I was really impressed with how they are setting up and handling how they approached biz dev. And it's obvious, right, from the number of deals that they're doing that it's already a structure that works, and they're just going to try to make it as good as they can. So very impressive. I really like Jack. Nice guy. And looks like there's some really cool stuff coming for Polygon. So that's Thursday at noon. You can watch that.
Super smart guy, super smart, super articulate. Yeah. I was shocked as Brad said, when we figured out he'd only been there a couple months. Yeah. So definitely one to listen to though.
Yep.
Yeah.
Then Friday, there may be an interview with a company called Redstone, which is the developer of a new Oracle system that allows for much more frequent updates at lower cost than Chainlink or any of the other Oracles, built on Arweave for storage. But it's a high-speed Oracle system, highly customizable, really impressive. These guys also built the #1 smart contract platform and language on Arweave as well. So they're big advocates in that system, but their Oracle system works on, I think they're up to 19 blockchains at this point, including Canto. And it looks like a really powerful model that could upset the incumbents, especially Chainlink in the space. They did raise $10 million from VCs. The entire company is Polish. There's something like 33 people on the team. The head, the CTO, the co-founder is a former Open Zeppelin dev and executive, and had this idea for this Oracle system and had to build the smart contracts system on Arweave in order to pull off the idea. Anyway, great article. This is with Marcin, the other co-founder, who does most of the biz dev and marketing for the project. Really great guy. Thoroughly enjoyed getting to know him. Unfortunately, the ETH Denver podcast booth had a mic out and the technicians didn't know it. And so there's only one side basically of the conversation, and that is Marcin giving answers to questions. So I am going to attempt to fill in between the answers what the original questions were via voiceover, and we'll see how fucking janky that is.
Well, you could Friday. Why not do like a subtitle, or not a subtitle, but just a slide in there that's your question.
Yeah, I could do that as well. That's a good idea. Yeah, absolutely. But the first thing I have to do is parse through the whole fucking thing and figure out what the hell I asked him.
Yeah. The thing too that I really liked about those guys is just, super awesome personalities, high energy guys, fun guys. Yeah. And it was also their first trip to the United States. And so it was really cool to kind of get their impressions. And I'm like, damn, Denver's a great place to start. Yeah. So just all around great set of a great team. So that'll be a good one, regardless of
to come out to ETH Poland. So
yeah,
I don't remember when
in August.
May? August.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it looks like the road trips are piling up, man.
Yeah, dude, I don't know what the fuck. Shizzy said, I'm trying to dig deeper into GameFi. I even bought a YouTuber who goes by Dr. Disrespects NFT project / game just for exposure. All right, cool, man. Well, let us know what you find out. I think that's a burgeoning huge potential space. So hopefully that'll grow. I'm going to post a link to this. We don't really have to discuss it, but it was a really cool dashboard somebody built when USDC depegged in Dune. So it shows kind of what it was doing in the pools, where the supply was, where the price was, that kind of thing. So just interesting. What's really interesting is now he only monitors here Ethereum and Avalanche. I guess those are the two largest supplies of USDC right now. But anyway, interesting. So I'll put this link in if anybody wants to take a look. I thought it was just interesting to see this. I think it got down to 88 cents in the Curve 3 pool. So interesting data. MetaMask volume and their swaps, which is their primary source of revenue, is growing. I wanted to see if I could find a number in this. I didn't have a chance. MetaMask made around 1.5 million in swap fees as volume spiked Friday. So on Friday, they made $1.5 million just from fees. I wanted to see, I thought there was an overall number, or was that just a misleading headline? It's just, it might help if I read over the weekend. There
you go. So when's
the
airdrop coming?
Yeah, I don't know, but I better get a big fucking set of it.
Yeah, I'm expecting a big load too.
So we're going to test out, I'm going to fucking test out MetaMask Mobile version 6 because MetaMask Mobile is garbage right now. So gonna take a look at it. Here's the sad thing about MetaMask, right? Everybody's trying out new things. The Rabi, Trust Wallet, Coinbase Wallet. They had such a lead. And instead of investing the resources into making it a better product and better platform and better data and, better UX, they've just kind of fucking, been on hold. Adding swaps, great. That's easier for me if I have swaps there. But other than that, they just haven't improved anything about that fucking wallet. And so I'm hoping this version 6 mobile is better than the other mobile, but their browser wallet sucks. And it's really pitiful when a company has that big a lead, the dominant brand in the space. And now, folks like Coinbase, folks like Trust Wallet, Rabi, all of the others that are creating wallets, Taro, which, is the open source one. There's all kinds of cool products coming. Just because a company couldn't get their shit together and invest in the product that was critical to their future. So I'm not a big fan of consensus development models.
When you mentioned Coinbase, I was just remembering how always having to move to Ethereum, bridge out, and then transfer to MetaMask, and then MetaMask to Coinbase to off-ramp. And then now I understand. I haven't done that in a while, but now I remember that you can go from Polygon straight to Coinbase, right? You have to go through the Coinbase wallet, or could you go straight to the?
You could just send it to the wallet on Coinbase. Yeah, any token where the network is represented on the chain, they'll usually have a deposit address for it. And if it's an Ethereum or layer 2, it'll be the same wallet. Usually, I haven't looked at Coinbase in a long time, but that's how.
Yeah, I gotta get back.
If you've got an Ethereum wallet, your Polygon wallet's the same address on Binance US. So anyway. Let's see. I just did a quick thread yesterday on last night on Liquidity. I don't think it gets enough credit for being radically decentralized and all of the capabilities that it has. Consistently maintains pegged, backed by ETH, not USDC, USDT, never been exploited, loans at 0% APR, revenue stream for partners, and then it's radically decentralized. Deployed 2 years ago and hasn't been fucking touched. To me, that's fucking impressive.
Well,
lending, borrowing,
Yeah, I remember them at the beginning, but the token LQTY has been moving a lot lately. So I think it's over $3 today. It was the only thing up.
Yeah, because it was the only thing that maintained peg when USDC was down, because everyone else has dependency on USDC, and LUSD has no dependency on USDC. So that made the surge the big difference for them, and good for them. I'm glad to see it. They deserve it. It's radically decentralized. It's a risky as fuck way to release dApps in this space. But once you release it, if you're doing it that way, you can't touch it, right? You want to upgrade this thing, you release a new protocol. So I'm really impressed, and they've got some cool shit coming. So you guys can see my interview with Token Bryce about that and Chicken Bonds. I'm going to have Robert Lauco back in for an interview, the founder, soon. But it's just an impressive product, impressive team. It works great. It's a good model. They're protecting themselves from regulatory interference, and it's good shit. So
how do they how is LUSD pegged, or how does it maintain a price?
It's an algorithmic model, of backed by crypto, backed by ETH, right? So hold on, let me show you the chart too. Let's look at how it was this weekend.
So it's an algorithmic stable. Okay.
Well, but backed, right? It's backed with Ethereum. So it's not like completely algorithmic in that there's not 100% backing. It's 100% backed by Ethereum.
Because I remember with Frax, theirs was a little bit of both too, and they abandoned the algorithmic part.
Yeah, no, this is completely backed, but the peg is maintained via the lending protocol and the supply of the liquidity token. Okay. Let's see. Let's look at the volumes. Oh, there's the price chart. Yeah, I had a good weekend, huh?
Yeah, let me see the LUSD one, please.
When your competitor loses its peg, it's a good thing.
Oh, so what did they do? There's a big what's that spike down? What day was that?
That was March 11th. I guess that was fear of the USD. They popped right back up. But
what did it get down to?
96, 95, something.
Yeah. I guess the only one that didn't do anything was USDT, right?
USDT was the only one that fully maintained its peg. But
yeah,
this is just people scared of stables in general, I guess. That was March 11th at 2:20 in the morning. So Saturday morning, right after the news on Friday, everybody responding. But then it popped back up, it's back in its range within a few hours.
We'll look at the before too, the spike up. So obviously people were going from USDC into that at the beginning before it took a hit.
And then they
temporarily
took it, they dumped. Yeah. But the mechanism works. That's the beauty of it. They don't have to worry about if it's collateralized with, there's no SVP interference, no bank run interference on this one. Niblet says using MM is like using some janky Linux app from 2006. Perfect. Aren't all Linux apps still janky though? Let me see. There was an exploit on Pools, which I think is the index platform. Correct? Am I correct? Yeah, Pools Finance, I believe,
Don't know, man.
An index platform. I'm going to check right now. Oh, it's kind of like looks like it's kind of a hybrid. It's launching in startup launches, IDOs. All right. I haven't read the details of this, but the word I'm hearing is that this EU Smart Contract Regulation Act is a fucking hot mess. So
that's where you can change the smart contracts after they're loaded with money, basically, right?
Well, this is where I guess the EU Parliament is requiring that they be able to be changed, and there are specific requirements about things that they have to do with it. But I don't know the details of it yet. I haven't had time to read it.
So the code is law, and kind of like we just talked about something where launching a DeFi protocol that you can't adjust, that can't happen there. Okay.
Right, exactly. So it requires them to be able to add reset abilities to allow termination or interruption of transactions. And this obviously will restrict the whole concept of fucking permissionless decentralized finance.
Yeah.
So
again, more good news for crypto London and Hong Kong.
Right. I just became a Brexit advocate.
Well, what else are they going to do at this point? It's a good differentiator. I think it makes total sense. I mean, because you could I mean, the rest of the markets, you can contain the risk there because they're not as bolted in anymore, or won't be. And why not?
Yep.
It's a good thing for the UK.
Yeah.
Good thing for London.
Yeah, it's great for the UK. Absolutely. So, let's see what else. Oh no, I haven't looked at that yet. I got nothing else, Joe. You got anything else? Oh,
No, I did see that
New York
article.
State banking regulator came out claiming it had nothing to do with crypto, which makes me believe it had plenty to do with crypto.
Everything to do with crypto. Yeah.
If Barney Frank is saying it publicly, people, I'm sorry. It's like, you know what? That guy's not going to put his ass on the line unless he can back it up. This is Euphoric says Binance have halted GBP deposits and withdrawals due to pressure from the FCA. Yeah. Kraken is still going to launch its own bank. For some reason, I thought Custodia was that bank, but I guess they're doing their own thing. And they don't give a fuck about regulatory. So they'll have a state bank, I guess, State of Wyoming Bank and the Kraken Bank. And it'll be the first digital asset company in U.S. history to receive a bank charter. Oh, recognized under federal and state law. Interesting.
Under federal law, too. Huh.
That's what it says. I didn't know that.
That would be interesting. I mean, maybe now is the time to apply for these in where I guess you're dotting all your I's and crossing those T's early.
Yeah. Well, especially if they're under pressure for having been looking like they were doing this choke point thing and being biased against crypto. If you come marching in with your perfectly legal bank application, it's like, oh shit.
Yeah, we got to approve something.
Exactly.
And then they're all sitting there going, wait, what token do these guys have? Let's go buy some of those first.
Oh, speaking of which, who the fuck was it? I don't know who it was. If you're starting a crypto company, and I'll give credit in the notes to whoever it was that told me about this. Fidelity is the place to open your business bank account. Fidelity. They have a cash and savings account where evidently, secretly, a ton of crypto companies have been opening accounts. And because you have crypto capabilities in those accounts, they're saying that it's making perfect sense. Everybody loves Fidelity. They're very happy with having an account there. It's not officially a bank. It has FDIC insurance up to $250,000 anyway for the savings part of it. It allows you to churn your funds automatically into tokens on their exchange. So that was really interesting to me that crypto companies have been moving to Fidelity because the banks are being such assholes. So anyway, I've not done that yet. I'm looking at it because of some issues we've had with banking. So I found that very interesting.
Yeah, I've been having issues with banking too. Like I keep bitching at them, there's not enough money in my account. Put more money in my account. Can't the developers do something over there? But no, remember somebody mentioned Fidelity and Bank in New York, and I sort of forgot about Bank in New York too. And I wonder if anybody who listens does anything there because, they're sitting right there and, obviously in New York. So that means they've got the BIT license and whatever the New York version is again. Financial services licenses. So if they're doing it too, it's going to be pretty hard for, arbitrary and capricious closings to happen of that bank. And that's, if I'm not mistaken, that used to be Chemical Bank.
Yeah.
Which was that was old money bank, big time. So, those shareholders and owners are so interwoven into high levels of, let's just call it power, that I don't want to say they're untouchable, but you're pretty much got a nice big umbrella protecting you from the rainstorm at that point.
Yeah, that's cool.
And Fidelity, they got like 70 billion in assets or something. They got more than that. Actually, they got to be like over trillions with all the pension stuff and everything else. So that's, it's just a speck on their whole portfolio. So to me, if I'm a regulator, I'm like, that's the way you diversify risk.
Right.
So,
Exactly.
let me know what you learn about that too.
Yeah,
please.
I will. I'm going to check it out more. But now I can't get Rodney Dangerfield out of my head after your joke. I was talking to my banker the other day. I can't do voices. And I said, hey, man, how's it going? There's a problem with my bank account. He said, what? I said, there's not enough money in it.
Yeah, Rodney Dangerfield. Remember that movie Back to School that he was in?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was great. And of course, Caddyshack.
Yeah.
He was great in that. He was just that generation of comedians who was just obnoxious, foul mouthed, and just funny as shit, basically.
Yeah. Well,
to
foul
me.
mouth was relative compared to us.
Yeah. No, I mean, I don't know how today, I was thinking about this when I was running this morning. I was thinking about how, like how the way we talk. And I was wondering what the younger generations, how much it bothers them. Because, we grew up with that sticks and stones can break my bones, but words can never hurt me phrase. So when people called you names or something, you just ignored it. But, today everybody takes it so personally. Like it's a personal affront. Now, of course, you didn't always ignore it. Sometimes you punched him in the face. Yeah. I guess that's kind of frowned upon today too. But I just wonder if it's how I was thinking about my daughter, and the other day she said something to me. She goes, a lot of your jokes are kind of a little bit misogynistic. And I said, really? I said, I don't hate women. I love women. And so she says, yeah, I know. But I said, but you just got to be used to hearing that because, around the world, people say stuff and, it shouldn't hurt your feelings. And she said, oh, it doesn't hurt my feelings.
She's just telling you, Dad, don't embarrass me and don't get yourself in trouble. Is what she's telling
exactly.
You.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
here we go. Here's a little Roger.
Oh, cool.
I'll probably get blocked.
I'm all right now, but last week I was in rough shape, I mean, last week I bought a whirlpool for my bath. So far, I lost 3 of my best ships. Last week, nothing went right. I bought a waterbed. There were 2 Cuban guys swimming in it looking for Florida. I'll tell you, people are nuts, My dentist, too, another beauty, my dentist, he found a new way to hide his bad breath. He holds up his arms. I tell you, there's wise guys. Well, I checked in a hotel. I asked the bellhop to handle my bag. He started to feel up my wife. Well, I said to him, hey, buddy, who told you could play around my wife? He said, everybody. I told my wife I could never relax, I told her our kid is spoiled. She told me a lot of kids smell that way. She's a lousy cook, too. She can't cook at all. I leave dental floss in the kitchen, the roaches hang themselves. My wife, she don't go for me either. I'm not a good-looking guy. Well, Halloween, I open the front door, kids give me candy. Are you kidding? I know I'm ugly. My dog found out we look alike. He killed himself. I was an ugly kid, too. My old man took me to the zoo. The guy at the gate thanked him for returning me. And I was a very ugly kid. Every time my old man wanted sex, my mother showed him my picture. I was a very ugly kid. In my sandbox, the cat kept covering me up all the time, Well, when I was a kid, nobody was nice. I was 6 years old. I found out there's no such thing as Alpo baby food. And nobody was nice. My mother never breastfed me. She told me she liked me as a friend. I had it rough. Well, I told my old man I'm sick and tired of running around in circles. He got mad. He nailed down my other foot. I mean, that's destroying my life. No respect. I don't get no respect at all. Are you kidding? No respect at all. Well, when I was born, the doctor told my mother I did all I could, but he pulled through anyway, you know? I mean, I don't get no respect from anyone. Well, last week my house was on fire. My wife told the kids, be quiet, you wake up daddy. Stay over to Hollywood, that's my in my spot. Okay, I'll see you now.
Oh my God. That's hilarious. I forgot how funny he is.
Was that Johnny Carson?
Yeah. That's great.
God, there's so many jokes. You know, when you I just finished watching Mad Men again for I don't know, the fourth time, and you know the jokes in that, it's just they're like the '60s jokes or whatever. And those are just hysterically funny.
Oh yeah.
But of course, you can't really tell them now. But you know they're funny in that world.
Yep.
I love Chuck's comment too.
Yeah, Joe, fuck them if they can't take a joke. There we go. All right. All right, folks. Everybody have a lovely, lovely afternoon. I am excited and happy that you joined us today. Thank you, Chuck. Thank you, Niblets. Thank you, Euphoric, Shizzy, Mr. Muccioli. Thanks all of you for participating. It's a big help to have you commenting and guiding us and making us laugh. So appreciate it. If you're watching on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, listening, I should say, please take a moment and give us a quick review. Just a quick review. It doesn't take that long. If you're watching on YouTube, please make sure you hit the subscribe button, click the little bell so you get notified when new episodes come out. And Joe would like you to smash the thumbs up. I hope everyone has a lovely evening, lovely afternoon, and we'll talk to you tomorrow. Joe, have a great night.
You too, buddy. Thanks a lot, and thanks everyone. We will. Tomorrow is Sean Day, right?
Yes, tomorrow will be Sean
All
Day.
right.
Yes. Sean
Cool.
Day.
All right. Looking forward to that. So
Sean Day.
Hopefully we'll be at that 25-8, 26 level again, and trying to get Sean to tell us where it's going. But I suspect we might be lower.
We know. Do we really even have
safe. No, I know. But be safe out there, guys and gals. And we will see you tomorrow.
Signed up for our Telegram, get in there, t.me/mission DeFi, t.me/mission DeFi. Wait. Jonathan from Australia. Thank you, man. We appreciate you. We love you. Sorry, I forgot your name yesterday.
Wait,
Turns
Jonathan?
Wasn't it Jonathan? Did I just
I thought it was Justin, wasn't it?
Oh, fuck me. Are you fucking kidding me?
I think it's Justin McDonald. He gave a nice shout out to us, but I'm sure this time we'll get a bunch of fingers to the channel.
Oh, here it is. Justin McDonald, aka purewicked.au. Once again, I fucked up his name. Now I'm really in trouble. I'm going to have to send that guy an NFT or something. I don't know.
There you go. That's cool.
The reason I couldn't find it yesterday was he had deleted his introductory post. So when I'm searching for his name, so it's his fault. It's all your fault, Justin, Jonathan.
We'll give you a free subscription at tomorrow's show.
Justin, you don't get any respect.
Yeah. Can't the devs at DeFi Lunch do something?
Justin, you should change your icon to Rodney Dangerfield, your PFP. All right, people, have a lovely one. Joe, take care.
You too, man. Talk to you later.
Bye.
See you guys tomorrow. Bye.